Howdy, welcome back. It's me, GK, back with another video, back with another very random video. For this one's the start of a series, and this series is to help out the new people in Wings of Duty Gunship sequel. So I'm going to be doing a tutorial series on basically the whole basics of the game, because I've been playing for a while. I'm pretty sure I know my way around, I know how to do things, I know how to fly pretty well, all the basics. We'll get into advanced stuff later on. But first up, we're just doing simple takeoff, landing, realistic and historic, heavy planes and bomber. So yes, if you're struggling managing to take off in any of the in a heavy bomber, in a light bomber, a fighter, a dive bomber, a carrier takeoff, like an SBD basically, this is the video for you. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you do, smash a like button. I want to have this series have support on it, because I'm pretty sure some people will need it and want it. So yeah, let's get into the video. Peace, Chadwick Boseman. What you want to do first up is just put your flaps to 25% and slowly put your throttle up. I'm using an F4F Wildcat at midway to do this, and yeah, it's a light fighter, so yeah, this is how you do it. And you just want to use your rudder sometimes to keep you stable so you don't flip over, because people have told me they flip, and if you're not taking off right, just watch this video. And because this, boom, simple, easy, nice takeoff. Some planes are different to take off, some take off faster, some take off slower. But that is how you take off in a light kind of fighter interceptor. So yeah. Okay, we're back in the F4F, just landing at midway now. So what you want to do is put your throttle to about 30%, then just put your gear down, then put about 50 to 100% flaps. Just like put 75 to slow yourself down a bit, then when you're wanting to really slow yourself down, put 100. If you put 100 too early, you're going to stall, and you're not going to make it, so yeah. And then so you just want to slowly glide, pull your plane back, and then just drop the throttle all the way to 0% throttle, so you can have a nice, smooth, simple landing like this here. And don't be scared to bounce your plane. Your planes will bounce sometimes, especially if you just come out of battle, you're trying to rush and you're trying to get quick back into the action. So yeah, just do that and then take off. So here we're just on a carrier in a Corsair Mark II. What you want to do is you want to line yourself up with the runway, put 25% flaps, not too much, because you want to get off this carrier really quickly. And then so once you've lined up the runway, you want to just put your throttle up. I can't speak English today. Put your throttle up to about 100%, to 100%, and then just try not to use your rudder, else you will go flying into the side of the ship. Trust me, I've done it, and it's not good. And as soon as you launch yourself off the carrier, put those gears up, put the flaps up, and then you're away. You should be off the carrier, should be all good. If you're in an SBD Dauntless or a heavier plane with less acceleration, it will be harder to take off, and you will fail quite a lot of the time, especially if you're new. But yes, that will be coming soon in a dive bombing tutorial. So we're approaching the carrier here, a bit of a weird fast landing. This time you have to use your hook. There's a hook button, and only things with hooks can land on carriers safely. Some can land, but to land safely, you have to land with a hook. So yeah, you want to try to slow yourself as much as possible, and you want to aim for those little lines and then catch them perfectly. I went in a bit hard that time, but you want to catch those lines. If you want to land safely on a carrier, catch those lines, just retract your hook, and then so that's how you land on a carrier. Oh, we are back in the bomber this time. Bombers are different than fighters. You have to put a lot more power. So yeah, I just do about 25%. We're at Guadalcanal. It's a bit of a bumpy runway. We're in a B25. Slowly put your throttle up, and then you just want to basically what you did with a fighter, but this will take a bit more time, as it is a bomber. It's much heavy. It has bombs in it, So you just want to put about 25 to help you get off the ground. Flaps are just to help you get off the ground, give you a little boost. So you just want to fly. And when you're taking off, you want to take off around 125 to about 140. When you're taking off, you want to try not hit the back of your bomber when you're taking off. I'm just going to get the scene here. And then successfully take off. And then just retract your gear. And then you're good to go once you've done that. And then just one thing, do not hit the back of your bomber, or else it'll just come off the back, like it'll come off like the back of your car basically if you get rammed. So yeah, you don't want to hit that, and this is a smaller bomber, so you're less likely to hit it. Now we are landing in a bomber. You want to put your bit more throttle than you would do in a fighter, and you also want to poke your nose up like you would with any plane, but I feel like you want to do it a bit more with bombers because they're just big, more heavy, and like more weight on the front. So you're just doing that, playing on like, I usually do about 75% flaps just to slow down because I don't want to slow down too much. And then I'm just slowly putting my throttle back down. I hit the ground way too hard here, so try not to do that. But I didn't bounce, so yeah, that was very surprising. Its wheels must be made out of titanium or something. It's got the strongest wheels in the game. I'm sure the crew's probably feeling a bit sick after that landing, but you know, we got home safely. That's what matters. And then you want to just take off quickly to get back into the action. So this is harder. We're now in realistic mode. We're now doing realistic takeoff and landing. So this is harder. There's no, HUD saying like, oh, well, this is your speed, this is your altitude. You have to all look at it on the dashboard and these little things here, for what you call them. And then, so this is a P-51D. You see the speed is on the left and the altitude is below that. And so you just want to slowly put your thing up. It's just the same as normally, but you're in cockpit view. You can go in outside view, but, cockpit view just feels better. I play realistic a lot, so you just want to go down the runway, use your rudder to keep you on the runway. You want to look at your speed and just take off quite easily. Take off easy here, and then once you've done that, simple, put your gear up, and you should be fine to get into landing when you've come back from action. And that'll be in the next. There will be. Don't worry, I'm gonna cover everything in this series, so everything you need to know, leave in the comments. I will try to cover it. I'm not the best, but I'll try to cover it. So we are coming in for our landing here, and this is a bit more important. I wouldn't usually look at all this thing because I know the plane. I can kind of tell what speed I'm going. But for you, if you're new to the game, you're probably not even going to have the P-51D. You're going to be playing low tier planes. But just for the future, this is it, kind of. But you just want to keep looking at the speed, looking at your throttle, put your gear down. It's just the same as you would in a historic, just a bit more different because you can't see your throttle percent. You just have to kind of know how much you're putting around. So you want to go a bit higher. I would usually go a bit higher. And then you just want to slow yourself down. I'm going a bit bumpy here. I think I'm just going a bit too slow, but I'm going pretty smooth now. A bit bumpy, but, sometimes that makes no sense. I can't be bumpy and going smooth, jeez. But yeah, just slowing down here because I think I'm going pretty fast. The P-51D is a good plane for just landing. I like having landing competitions with my friends. Now I'm getting a bit bumpy because I'm going a bit too slow, but I like having landing competitions with my friends. And I'm not very good at it, but if my friends are watching this, I'm pretty sure every landing I've done is good. But back to the video, sorry for being off topic. So you just want to keep looking at your thing, line up with the runway, because you can't see under yourself unless you're outside view, but it's also hard. So you just don't want to land at the center. Like, you just want to line up. Make sure you're not going straight into the ground. You just want to glide, because this is Finch chaff and you got a lot of room to land. So just land nice and smooth. I'm pretty sure I had a little bump. But yes, simple, nice, safe, home, sweet, home. Hopefully get back in the action. Pretty soon, these planes don't take very long to stop, especially the P-51D. But yes, that's simple landing in realistic mode. In a fighter, which are pretty easier. It's not a really light fighter, so yeah. But if it's in a P-35, it's going to be harder to land, I think. But yeah, next clip. Alright, we're back. And we're in the big, old, mighty B-24J Liberator. And this thing is massive, so it does take up a lot of runway. It can't take off at Gloucester. Can't take off anywhere else apart from, well, it can take off some places, but for, like, default basis, can only take off at Finschhafen if you're at New Guinea 44. So you just want to put your throttle all the way up. You want to keep your rudder same, just put your rudder to, it's just the same as fighters. Just want to put your rudder, control it, and like move it to keep on your runway. I didn't do a very good job, but I do put about 25% flaps because you do want this thing to get in the air. But if you're at Finschhafen, what I usually do is, when I'm at Fins, is I just usually use the whole runway and launch myself off the end so I don't need to take off and risk, because this thing's a big bomber. If you do take off too early and too fast, you will tail strike, and I'm not doing a very good job of keeping the plane on. You will tail strike, and your plane will knock off, hit off the ground. So see what I did here? I just launched myself off the runway and safe takeoff. So we are landing the B-24 here. This is a very hard plane to land. I'm sorry, I just blew into the mic. But we're landing B-24. What you want to do is you want to glide in on decent throttle, 75, and then you want to put your throttle to 50, your flaps to 50%. You also want to glide in, maybe put your throttle down once you get a bit closer, then go about 75% to 100 flaps once you get really quite close, and then just start lowering your flaps, lowering your throttle, and then you could just go a bit harder, and you just want to lean down and then drop your throttle. That is one way to do it. That's a way to just do it quickly. You can do it a bit more carefully. I kind of didn't do it very well that time, but you know, I'm not the best at that. But yeah, that's gonna be the end of this video. Hope you enjoyed it. Next video will be, in case you're wondering, next video will be a bombing and dive bombing tutorial. So yeah, that one's gonna be a good fun one. So yeah, hope you have a great day. Peace.